guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Flashback Cosplay, and today we are back again with you guys with Samurai Champloo, episode 7.
Last episode was about a foreigner who loved men. You know, he showed up in Japan because he wanted to be accepted, he wanted to be free to be who he was.
But that wasn't the time yet.
I mean, for funny enough, he was rejected because he was gay in his home country. So he showed up in Japan where he was rejected because he came from somewhere else. He came from a foreign country.
It was a foreign area.
So no place for him anywhere, and it's very sad. But Mugen, Jin, and Fu accepted him, helped him out because he had their swords. By the way, Fu has a bottomless stomach. That's interesting to know. And at the end of it all, after defending him, after getting their swords back, we found out that Fu had a trinket, I guess, that was related to the Sunflower Samurai, and the guy recognized it, sent them to Nagasaki. So,
and also said that it was a back thing.
Apparently, she needs to keep it covered, like keep it hidden. Don't talk about this, and you can't tell her much. So I wonder what they will find in Nagasaki. Nagasaki. Gosh, my accent. Nagasaki. Okay.
Thanks.
So let's show up there. Let's see what happens.
All right.
Let's go. Still a way to find money.
Betting.
Well, they need money all the time. They always try to find new ways to get money. There was.
Thank you, Disney.
The power of
the power
Disney.
Of friendship. He stole everything.
He did. Oh shit. He stole the money. No. Hurry up! This is for my food. Make sure it's the right guy first.
Did they see him at least?
I think they did, yeah. But he did beat them up first, like he... Doggy dog world. It's true. Fu patted, you know, her robe.
Stole it.
He's like, he's good. Someone who made stealing their trade doesn't care if you appear strong or anything. He's gonna do it. I have doubts. Maybe this is the place and he's stealing because he needs medicine.
Maybe.
Flashback?
Seems like it, yeah.
I was waiting for some answers eventually, so...
Shinsuke, こんな時間まで仕事か?
まあな、今度の仕事がうまくいけばまとまった金が入るよ。そうしたらもっといい薬を買えるぜ。
さっき妙な男たちがお前に会いに来たよ。あの人たちは誰なんだい？
知らねえよ。
それならどうして。
無理しないで寝てろよ。
人様に顔向けできないようなことしてるんじゃないだろうね。
何言ってんだよ。そんなはずねえだろ。
Yeah, right.
そんなことより自分の体心配しろって。
Yeah, she might not want to take the money back, right?
あいつは
あ、うん、誰も来なかったよ。
しゃあね。この先に馬小屋があったろ。今日はそこに泊まるぞ。
It is a harsh world. Like, it's sad that he needs the money to, you know, help her. So much so that he's willing to steal for it. At the same time, they cannot just go around give their money to people. They need to eat, you know?
Yeah.
And yet, when you're trying to survive in this shit, some people have so much money that they don't even know, you know?
あなた、しんすけの彼女さん？そうかい。あの子もそんな年頃になったんだね。
Yeah.
It's a great cover-up.
Well, at least she got free food.
It could be terrible, then she'd like it.
こんなに美味しそうに食べる人初めて見たわ。でもあの子にこんな可愛い彼女さんがいたなんてね。あの子父親がいないし、私はこんな体でしょ。ずいぶん苦労させたからね。最近あの子から何か聞いてないかい？何かって？いや、いいのよ。ごめんなさいね。
He's dealing with some bad shit. The
Am I gonna
thing-
need help later?
Like, I know he's desperate, but if he gets caught or something happens, it's gonna be for nothing.
毎日飲ませてます。
この薬じゃ少しは精がつくかもしれんってとこだ。仕方ないさ。君が持ってくる金じゃそのくらいしか買えない。もちろんもっといい薬だってあるさ。今の100倍の値段になるがな。それが君に払えるか。悪いがこっちも商売なんでね。
See, that's what I meant, you know?
よ、彦一ってのはおめえか。
ちょっと。私のこと覚えてない？
誰だよ。
あんたに財布をすられた被害者よ。もう逃げられないんだからね。
話せよ。
話すもんですか。
こいつ。よ。
Oh, shit.
Again! Foo! Damn it!
いけないよな。人のもんは返さないとな。
なんなのよあんたたち。
おっとお嬢ちゃん、でかい声出すとどうなるか。
She's not naive. It actually, guys, shout when you're being attacked. Like, don't buy into that bullshit.
役人だ。どうした。おい、何してる。くそ。来るな。来るなよ。来たらこいつの首をかける。
They were willing to attack her, too.
どういうつもりだ。
Is the police though?
Oh, okay, I thought it,
ほらそれ以上ここへ近づくなよ。
it's gonna be. Oh, no. This is a misunderstanding.
いいな。近づいたらこの女マジで殺すからな。
Oh, he's been hurt. Oh.
あんた違う。
黙ってろ。
I'm not gonna say again, but Foo! Damn it! Again!
踏み込みますか。
This is not the worst situation she's been in, though.
No,
見つから
but
ねえように。
あんたのお母さんに会ったよ。
お前、スリのこと言ったのか。
言えるわけないじゃない。あんないいお母さんに心配かけたくないじゃない。
分かったようなこと言ってんじゃねえよ。
she know, just like you do.
お母さん、生きてるだけいいじゃないよ。
Yeah.
父さんはずっと前からいないの。母さんも1年前に死んじゃった。私ね、母さんにいつも逆らってばっかで
She wishes she could change it.
心配ばっかかけて、本当に言いたかったことも聞きたかったこともそのまんまになっちゃった。
金がいるんだ。 俺みたいなガキをまともに雇ってくれるところなんてどこにもなかった。世の中金じゃないなんて金の余ってるやつらの言うセリフさ。金がなきゃまともな薬だって買えねえ。
犯人に次ぐ。日が沈んでから一刻以内に投降しなかった場合、我々は突入する。次だ。
なんだほら。いやね、娘さんが人質にされちゃってね。ああ、ほら出てきた。朝から見かけないと思ったら近寄るなよ。いいな。あ、見つけたぞブリ野郎。
I like that he actually shows. Well, okay, he cares more about his money than he cares about saving her, but he's still gonna help.
私がみんなの注意を引いてるうちに逃げて。
お前、
そうはいくかい。もう逃がさねえぜ。へへへへ。悠長にやってる暇はねえ。さっさとブツを出しやがり。
Show up, guys!
見つけた。
待って、この子を逃がしてあげて。
Don't ask questions, just help.
片っ端からぶっ殺せ。帰すぜ。待って。
Oh no.
Oh,
こっち。
careful, there's like... There was a lot of it.
おい。
Well, the police is there and there's drugs everywhere, so...
この礼はするぜ。俺のこと忘れんなよ。
Thanks!
覚えといてよ。
逃げたぞ。おい。 御用だ御用だ。もう逃げられんぞ。
来るな。来るな。
Oh.
来るな。
Oh.
あら、どうしたの？しんすけ、帰ってないのよ。何かあったの？
なんでもないんです。ちょっと顔見に来ただけ。
Don't leave her to
じゃあ
wonder.
また来ます。
もう帰ってこないの？何か道を外れたことをしてたんでしょ？きっとその報いを受けたんでしょ？だから
違うんです。彼は、しんすけくんは。
The subtitles somehow stuck there, but
That episode had such a sad ending.
I was thinking like we were laughing 2 seconds before it happened, and like the episode took a turn for the very sad, very dark,
Yeah.
fast. But at the same time, I like to say that we didn't see it coming, but we were saying before that he was dealing with bad stuff, and eventually it might, put him in a bad situation. I was thinking more of, of the likes of being arrested than being killed, but being killed was definitely a
But
possibility.
we know the whole story, that he wasn't a bad kid.
True.
He needed money to help his mom with medicine, and at the end of it, he just tried to save himself and fool by taking her in hostages, and he had a, I don't know, maybe a change of mind while he stuck with her, but for the police officer, they saw a guy who took a girl hostage.
True. And
who
he
tried to
did
run
have a
away,
weapon.
and he was harmed. So
this episode to me is saying that you never really know what a person's situation is unless you ask and spend time with that person, or at least, even if you ask, like, not everyone is gonna tell, but not everyone who is doing bad things is doing bad things just for the fun of it. Sometimes there's
You know?
There's a reason, and it's really sad that he had to go there.
It reminds me of a question that we've been asked in high school. Like, does the mean just justify the ends? It was about a husband who stole medicine for his wife because his wife was sick and dying. And should you condemn him because he stole, or not because he stole something to help somebody else?
You know, we will implant a system like this to keep peace, you know, to have the world rolling and everything. And unfortunately, the system doesn't necessarily work. You know, the rules are there for a reason, and it's true that if they bypass the rules for just anyone because they have a good reason, then everyone is gonna bypass the rules. You know, everyone is gonna start doing crazy shit because reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, the rules have to be followed. But if people like this guy choose to do bad things because they cannot get enough money to save their sick mother, then it means that something is wrong with the system. Maybe not the rules, but the system itself, you know? Why can't he find a job? You know, why isn't there a job available? Why is no one helping? It's true that we're not, you know, this era is different from what we are, the era today is, you know, from how society works today, but we still have problems like this. People who will steal, people who will do drugs, you know, deal drugs and stuff, and go the bad route because they can't survive in the system, because no one will afford jobs, because no one will hire them, because of even though they have a job, it doesn't pay enough for the necessities, because just one thing I was reading the other day, you know, the 40-hour job system that we have to do was created because back in the day, women stayed at home and would do the cooking, do the cleaning, do all the housework. So the man could do 40 hours per week to pay for a job, and 40 hours a week of a normal job was enough to pay for rent, and the rest was done by his wife. So it worked. But now we live in houses and places where it's too pricey, even with a 40-hour normal job. So you struggle, or you live in a small apartment, and no one is doing, you know, the job at home for you because everyone is working. So you have to do 40 hours, a 40-hour job, then you come home and you have to do your stuff, your cleaning, cooking, and just survive. So if a guy like this has to resort to stealing just to survive, there is a problem with the system. And unfortunately, even though we have to follow the rules, and that's why I'm not blaming the cops for reacting in this, the cops, yeah, the police. I do think it's a tragedy that a kid, like, he's a kid. His mom was surprised that, like, he's like, oh, he's starting to, you know, he's having a girlfriend and stuff. So he was pretty young. For a young guy to have to do this to save his mom, because no one is taking charge, no one is taking care of the sick, or no one is, you know, giving him a job that actually pays. It's a tragedy, and the problem is with the system, not with the kid.
I remember the doctor who said that he had to run a business.
True.
And I know that some people really do have a good heart and say, okay, I'm gonna be willing to give you what you need and you can pay me in time when you got the money for that. But not everyone can allow to do that.
Like, we don't know how much he's being paid, that doctor, but
True.
like the rich, and you know, sometimes we hear about if all the billionaires in the world gave away their billions and still kept enough to live fairly, you know, with their houses and stuff, like, but gave away the money that they clearly will never spend in their lifetime, we could cure world hunger right away, you know? It could be done. So the people with the money, and now I'm taking this and just reflecting it onto the era and the show, the people with the money lord over the people who don't have money, and they want to keep it for themselves. So they don't give a shit about the little people, the villagers and stuff. So And so you've got the small business owners who work with the villagers, and they also have to make a living. Otherwise, they will end up in his shoes. So when I was looking at, him stealing and we saw the reason, I was still, thinking of Mugen and Jin really wanting to get their money back. And I'm like, Fu saw it happen and she felt bad and she didn't really think about money anymore. But I'm like, Mugen and Jin, they still have a right to want their money back, because if they don't eat, they're gonna die. It's been 3 days.
True.
At one point, they need to eat. They need to survive. So it's a very sad reality where everyone is fighting each other for survival, when really the people who could change their situations are far away, so far away that they can't do anything. Like, they're too powerful, so they can't. It's not like they can show up at a lord's house and ask for money, So they steal between them. They eat. They go at each other's throats, but they should band together and help. But that's sadly not how it works. When you don't have money, you're not just gonna sit there. It's very sad. It's a harsh world, a harsh reality. But it was a good episode. A sad one, but a good one. And we got to see a little flashback a dream of what might have happened. So, with Fu.
Yeah.
So, her mom died 1 year ago.
I thought that maybe your father could have been the sunflower samurai.
I think she maybe would have mentioned it.
Yeah. The way that she told about it, that her father wasn't present much. So.
He left me a long time ago. So you think it was maybe, well, it didn't look like a woman, like under the...
It was her mom.
It was her mom.
Yeah.
She had a katana on her. Wasn't it?
No, she had a small blade on her. I think that's the one that she has right now.
Okay. So it was her mom. So then, well, I mean, we kind of guessed that her family had been killed, but now we've got confirmation that her mom was killed last year, so... Alright, we'll keep going to Nagasaki, and see if we can find out more about the sunflower
got killed.
Samurai.
We don't know if she got killed. We just know that she died.
True, but at the same time, like, why would she... Unless the sunflower samurai has nothing to do with this, but I'm like... We don't really know the reason why. Like, I don't remember her saying anything, but it's been a while since we've seen episode 1, so I don't know. Our guess was that the sunflower samurai killed her family, and that's why she wants to find him.
I'm pretty sure that's the reason, too.
Yeah.
So.
But we'll see. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next episode right away, just check out Patreon. The link is in the description, and the episode will be there.
Yeah, so don't forget to subscribe, and if not, wait for the next one to play on YouTube next week, guys. Yes. So we're gonna see you there.
Bye.
Bye-bye.